What if I told you that every single breakthrough in human history started with what most people saw as an impossible problem? The airplane. Two bicycle mechanics said screw it to the world's top scientists who claimed humans would never fly. And Netflix? A guy got slapped with a $40 late fee for Apollo 13 and thought, oh, there should have got to be a better way. Even Post-it notes came from a failed glue that wasn't sticky enough. Here is what blew my mind when I researched this. 73% of Fortune 500 companies were founded during a recession or economic downturn. That's not a coincidence. That's geniusly well thinking in action. Today I'm going to show you the exact mental frameworks that separate people who get crushed by problems from those who use them as rocket fuel. By the end of this video, you'll never look at obstacles the same way again. 1. The reframe revolution. Most people see problems as roadblocks. Geniuses see them as raw material. Take Sara Blakely. She's cutting the feet off her pantyhose because she needed something to wear under white pants. Normal person thinks, this is annoying, Sarah thinks. Wait, other women probably have this same problem. She turns a wardrobe malfunction into Spanx, now worth over $1 billion. But here's the key. She didn't just solve her problem. She asked herself one critical question that changed everything. If I'm experiencing this frustration, how many other people are too? Research from Stanford shows that when people reframe problems as opportunities, their problem-solving performance increases by 34%. Your brain literally works better when you shift your perspective. 2. The constraint catalyst effect. Here's something counterintuitive. The more limited your resources, the more creative you become. Twitter started because they were constrained to 140 characters due to SMS limits. Instagram began as a complex app called Bourbon. The founders stripped it down to just photo sharing because they didn't have the resources to compete with Foursquare. Psychologists call this the constraint creativity paradox. When you have unlimited resources, your brain gets lazy. When you're forced to work within tight limits, innovation explodes. Vera didn't enter fashion until she was 40 after being passed over for a promotion at Vogue. Age constraint? She turned it into her superpower, bringing mature sophistication to bridal where that younger designers couldn't match. 3. Systems thinking. The connection revolution. While everyone else sees isolated problems, geniuses see interconnected systems with multiple leverage points. When Reed Hastings got that $40 late fee, he didn't just think DVDs by mail would be better. He saw the entire entertainment distribution system was broken. Blockbuster was making money off customer mistakes. Internet speeds were improving. People wanted convenience. He connected all these dots into Netflix. Oprah Winfrey faced massive racism in television. Instead of just fighting it directly, she recognized the system. Audiences were hungry for authentic connection. Advertisers wanted engaged viewers, and media companies needed ratings. She built her empire by serving all three simultaneously. The genius move is asking, what other parts of this system are affected? Where are the hidden connections? 4. The pivot mastery principle. Normal people see pivoting as failure. Geniuses see it as evolution. YouTube started as a dating site. Founders couldn't get people to upload dating videos, so they opened it up to any video content. Failure became the world's second largest search engine. Slack was originally a gaming company called Tiny Speck. Their game flopped, but the internal communication tool they built was revolutionary. Problem became solution, became $27 billion company. The key insight: every pivot teaches you something invaluable about your market and life, so much that you couldn't have learned in any other way. 5. Hidden opportunity mining. This is where geniuses separate themselves from everyone else. They see opportunity in what others consider pure loss. When Colonel Sanders was 65, his restaurant failed due to a new interstate highway that bypassed his location. Instead of retiring defeated, he franchised his chicken recipe. That setback became KFC. Over 24,000 locations worldwide. Pandora's founders were musicians who couldn't get record deals. They turned their rejection into the Music Genome Project, mapping the DNA of songs. Their failed music careers became the foundation for revolutionizing how people discover music. The pattern. When something doesn't work, ask, what did I learn that no one else knows? 6. The antifragile advantage. Most people are fragile. They break under pressure. Some are resilient. They bounce back. Geniuses are antifragile. They get stronger from stress. Nassim Taleb coined this term, but the concept shows up everywhere. Amazon uses every criticism to improve their service. Each complaint becomes product development data. When Airbnb launched, they were ignored by investors and faced massive skepticism. Instead of giving up, they used every no as market research. They turned rejection into insight, which turned into a $75 billion company. 7. Opportunity mapping framework. Here's a practical tool geniuses use unconsciously. First, list every stakeholder affected by your problem. For each stakeholder, ask, what would success look like for them? This reveals hidden opportunities others miss. When Travis Kalanick couldn't get a taxi in San Francisco, he didn't just think about passengers. Consider drivers stuck in traffic earning nothing, city planners dealing with congestion, environmental concerns about empty cars. Uber addressed all of these simultaneously. 8. The constraint analysis tool. Take your biggest limitation and flip it into your biggest advantage. Spanx succeeded partly because Sara Blakely had no fashion industry experience. She approached problems without industry blindness that trapped established players. Dollar Shave Club couldn't afford traditional advertising, so they made a hilarious viral video for $4,500. Their budget constraint forced them to innovate in marketing. It's ultimately beating Gillette at their own game. 9. Perspective shifting mastery. It's the fastest way to find opportunities others miss, is to deliberately shift your perspective. Look at your problem from 5 different viewpoints. The customer experiencing it, the person trying to solve it, the person profiting from it staying unsolved, someone from a completely different industry, someone from 100 years in the future when Brian Chesky couldn't afford rent. He didn't just think like a struggling entrepreneur. He thought like a traveler needing affordable accommodation, like a homeowner with spare space, like a city trying to manage tourism. Airbnb was born from this multi-perspective approach. 10. Building resilience through reframing. Here's the ultimate genius move. They train their brain to automatically reframe setbacks as setups. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Instead of seeing rejection, he saw targeted feedback about exactly what to improve. That failure became his fuel. J.K. Rowling was a single mother on welfare when she wrote Harry Potter. She later said, "Rock bottom became the solid foundation on which I rebuilt my life." She turned her lowest point into her launching pad. The key is building what psychologists call post-traumatic growth, the ability to emerge stronger from difficulties. The Genius Implementation Challenge. Right now, think of your biggest current problem. I want you to apply 3 questions. 1. If I'm experiencing this, who else is too? That's your market. 2. What constraints are forcing me to be more creative? That's your advantage. 3. What would someone from a different industry do here? That's your innovation. Comment below with your biggest insight. I read every single response, and the best ones might become case studies in future videos. Remember, every problem you're facing right now is raw material for your next breakthrough. The only difference between people who get crushed and people who get rich is how they frame what happens to them. Your problems aren't roadblocks. They're your competitive advantage waiting to be discovered. Don't forget to like and subscribe, share to others as well. See you in the next video.